Okay, so the next one, I think, okay, if you look at page 9 in the book, so it's already SPSS part. So this one, we will do it, in after 2 weeks, right? After 2 weeks, after we have finished chapter 1, chapter 2, and also chapter 3, then we will go back to chapter 1 to do the SPSS. So what is actually SPSS? I will explain it to you later, where you need to install it, right? I'm not sure whether you can install it from UTM CICT, or you need to, just use the trial version, or maybe you can get it somewhere from Shopee. Because my students said that they pay less than 10 ringgit, to get the code number from Shopee, and then they can install it, the software, right? So it's up to you how you want to do it, right? Okay, so for time being, I will skip chapter 2, okay? Eh, chapter, okay, chapter 2. But today I would like to go straight to chapter 3 first, and then I will come back for chapter 2 in our next meeting. By the way, bila kita puasa? Bila start Ramadan? Anyone?
3 April kan?
3 of
3 April tu hari apa? Ahad.
Ahad.
Alamak, hai. So hmm. So okay, hari Ahad. So people, I'm afraid that this semester we need to replace quite a few classes, right? So nanti kita akan bincang bila kita nak start replacing our classes. Okay, never mind. So let me share with you the chapter 3 first. Okay, this is so let's do chapter 3. Okay, by the way, this our pictures that we took yesterday. So okay, chapter 3, we call it as descriptive statistics. Remember, I told you that we have two types of statistics, right? So statistics is divided into two parts. The first one is descriptive, and the other one is inferential statistics. Okay. So why did I share you this picture actually? First, actually to make untuk memberikan senyuman kepada Santia dan juga our friend. Okay. Siapa? What is the name? What should I call you, by the way? Gazian?
Just call me Zian, doctor.
Oh, okay, call you Zian. All right, okay. So just want to give a big smile to them, all right? So anyway, bila you tengok picture ni, so this is what actually I would like to explain. The picture can tell you better. Then you show people the numbers, apa orang kata, all the nombor-nombor yang make people pening. So actually when you look at, you share pictures to people, you show it to picture, you know what does it mean. So for example, kalau you tengok all the smiling faces here, you know that we are happy, alright? So this is what we want to do in descriptive statistics. We want people to understand what we are trying to say, and people will be happy because they understand us, right? So that one is very, very important. Okay, so when do we need to use descriptive statistics? So descriptive statistic can be used when we have, population, when we use population and also sample in our study. But inferential statistics can only be used when we use sample in our study, right? So you need to understand that, right? So for the descriptive statistics, right? So there are two ways of doing it. The first one, we can use plots, graph, charts, illustrations, and also pictures, all right? And we can also use measurements. When I say measurements, it's dalam bentuk ukuran or in terms of number, So kalaulah kita nak gunakan plots, for example untuk kualitatif, so you need to know this one. We can use pie chart or bar chart, and also the other one is table, frequency table. So the same thing, okay. For quantitative, you need to know which actually plots and graph which are suitable for quantitative data or variable. So we can use graph, histogram, and also OJAF, for example. And in terms of measurements, right? So for qualitative, we can report to people the frequency, the percentage, and also mode. And for quantitative, we can report the mean of the data, the mode, the median, and also standard deviation, and many more. Okay, there are a lot more measurements that can be used for quantitative data. Okay, so again, descriptive statistics will be our topic today that we are going to discuss. Why is it very important? As I told you before, descriptive statistics is compulsory for you to do for your FYP. So later on in your chapter 3 and also your chapter 4, descriptive statistics must be there. Okay, so it means that you need to use descriptive statistic in order to report and also to analyze your data. So quantitative data, again, so you can use graph, histogram, or Jeff stem and leaf. Okay, so and then you can use pie chart, bar chart, and also frequency table for the qualitative data. Okay, this is a graph. Okay, graph is, as we said, it must be quantitative. The data must be quantitative, right? So if you can see, we need to plot the graph. We need to have the axis here, okay? Whether axis X or Y, okay? So we need to have number here, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, and so on. Okay, so that's the reason we say that graph suitable for quantitative data. Okay, so and then for pie chart, okay, pie chart can be used for categorical data. Either it is for nominal or ordinal, but it is best if you have at least 2 categories. Okay. So why I say it is better for the pie chart if you have more than 2 categories, because it will look nicer, right? Rather than, you have just 2 categories like this, okay? So you have like male can be used, but it not as nice as when you have a lot of categories like this. But please don't make it too many categories, okay? Like 100 categories. So the slices of the pie will be very, very small. And it's hard for you to interpret or to see the results from your pie chart, okay? And then bar chart, okay, we already discussed, it is different than histogram. Bar chart will be, is for categorical data. Again, if you have at least two categories, it will be nicer. But if you only have like two categories, no problem at all. So for example, we have Malaysian, okay? And then we have non-Malaysian, for example. Okay? So it's still okay, no problem at all. And each bar is separated by space. Okay, there will be space between the bars because each bar represent for each category or each group of uh, data ataupun people or respondent. Okay, this is all Jive. You have learned it during your school days, I'm sure. Okay, I just go through. I'm not going to discuss it in detail, but this is how it looks like. Okay, or Jive, right? So there will also like this, another one. Okay, the Jive is like this, also can. So either one, it depends on your analysis and your data. Okay, so good thing about the OJAF, it can help you to find the quartiles, okay? So quartiles is mean quarter, we divide into four, all right? Things into four. So the first quartile represent 25% of your data, the third quartile 75%, and then the middle one will be 50%. So it will be very easy, okay, for you to find the middle one, let's say the 50%, and then you find out what is actually the data that it shows under 50%, right? And then the most popular measurement used by descriptive statistics is actually mean, median, and also mode, all right? So mean is actually average, okay? So everybody know how to calculate the average. So if you have all data set or numbers, so you just add them up and divide by the number of data that you have. So for example, I have this number 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I just add 1, 2 plus 3 and then divide by 3, for example. So that one is the mean, right? So, but before that, I would like to discuss in terms of why is it called measurement of central tendency. Okay, so this word here. So central mean middle. Okay, tendency means it tend to goes. Okay, the possibility of being in the middle. So we are hoping that these three measurements, the mean, median, and mode, will be in the middle of our curve. Okay, so this is what we call it as normal curve. Okay, so so we really hope that mean, okay, median, and mode to be at the center to make things balance, between the right and the left side. So mean, usually we put here, the symbol is X bar. We call it as X bar, right? So why is it X bar? I will explain it later after this. And then the next one is the median, right? So the median is actually always at the center. The symbol is like yin and yang, okay? So we have to make it balance left and right. Okay, so that's the symbol for median. And then the next one, we have mode. Mode is actually the measurement to show, the highest occurrence among the data. So the symbol will be X, this one, right? So this one is actually, it's like a mountain to show the peak. So the highest number, right? So that's what I call it as mean, median, and mode, and the symbol I already show it to you here. So later on, in order to make things faster, so usually I will use the symbol rather than writing the whole thing. Okay, right. So again, go back to the central tendency. Okay, So just imagine, okay, I have a bar. Okay. So in order to make this bar balance, right? So I can say the mean, okay, I use the symbol, the mean, the median, and the mode should be at the center. If one of these is not at the center, this bar will be no longer balanced. So I can say will be skewed, right? So usually the person who always stay in the middle, no matter what, okay, whether it's tsunami, whether it's winter, summer or whatever, is always the median, okay? Because median always be at the center, right? Okay, any question? Ada siapa yang nak tanya? Okay, by the way, this one will be on page, for those who got the book, you can turn to page 27 and 28. Right. Okay, then we have mode, right? So mode is actually, we have three types of mode, okay? So the first one, let me see whether I have the data here. Okay, so mode, for example, if I have this data, one, two, three. Okay, what is actually the mode here? The mode is actually the most frequent data that you can see. What is the answer? 1. Yes, great. 1. So this is what we call it as mode, right? So let's say I have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay. So what is my mode this time? Not mood, mode. Okay. What is the answer? 1 and 2. Yes, 1 and 2. Right. So for example, I have another data set. So I have 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay, so what is my mode now? Okay. 1, 3, and 5. Yes, good. 1, 3, and 5. Okay. And so this one, okay, I call it as uni mode. Okay. So it is okay, or unimodal. It means we only have one mode. And this one, we call it as bimodal, right? When we have two modes. And this one, we call it as multimodal. When we have more than two modes, right? So what happened to this one? So what is our mode? Any answer? Anyone? Multimodal, okay. All right. Orang lain? Anyone else? Okay, this case is actually we have no mode. Okay, you know why? Because all the number here occur only once, all right? So they are equal. So we can say actually, yeah, maybe some people say multimodal, but it is more exact. Actually, we don't have specific mode in this data set, right? Right, the next one, we need to learn how to organize data, right? So, okay, data can be organized either we call it ungroup the data or group the data. So we don't have to group the data if we have very small number of data. So for example, our data is less than 30. So in statistics, 30 is actually a magic number. So whenever you see 30, so it means that we have small data set, right? And for group data, we need to group the data when we have more than 30 data or 30 respondent, 30 subjects. So if we have more than 30, usually we call it as big data set, right? Right, people. So before we end our lecture today, I would like to give you, okay, 5 minutes for you to ask anything that you want to ask. Ada apa-apa nak tanya tak? So anything?
Hi, Dr. Hisasif.
Yes.
I have a question, but not regarding this topic, but about our group assignment. Can I ask you now?
Okay, yeah.
So my group has decided a topic, and we have come up with the 5 research questions. But my question is, let's say we plan to do a questionnaire using Google Form. So the questions that is inside Google Form, is it the same as the research questions, or can it be different in terms of like, can we add more questions and etc.?
Wow, Hasif, you are very advanced actually. Okay. Right. So people like this. The first thing, I would like to know your topic. Okay. So if your
Okay.
topic okay, so you need to develop a question based on your topic. I will let you know. Okay. So how many questions that you need to do? Basically, your question should be, we have 4 types of variables: quantity 2, quality 2, correct?
Correct. Yep.
So and then so it means that the question that you're going to develop must have 3 4 continuous, 3 4 discrete, okay, 3 4 nominal, and 3 4 ordinal. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to do after you have decided your topic, right? So the question, you can take it from you can Google it, you can get it from website. It doesn't matter, right? Because at this stage we just want to learn how to develop the question, and also to identify, to learn the variable types. That's all, right? So I will let you know, in our next meeting, since we are not going to have a class on Sunday. I'm very disappointed. I said cuti di dalam Malaysia ni. I'm tired of cuti actually. And then, okay, so I will see you guys on Wednesday. So we'll talk more about, your assignment and so on. Okay, what you need to do next. So if anything, any announcement, I will announce it in our group. So don't worry about it. Okay?
Doctor, one more quick
Yes.
question.
Mhm.
You said the deadline is actually 15th of April. So do we actually need to conduct the survey itself, or do we just have to come up with like the draft?
It just you can conduct just among your family, your friends, and so on. So it's
Okay.
not yet. The level is still at the very low level, the
Okay.
easy
Okay.
level. Okay.
Another one more thing. For the report, do we
Yeah.
still need to do all the main medium, or do we just compile the data that we have received?
So basically, it's only for the questionnaire. All right. You need to
Oh, okay.
learn, because later on in our next meeting, actually, I thought I can show it on Sunday, but we need to postpone it on Wednesday. So I will tell you exactly how can you do your sampling, who actually can be your respondent, and so on. So it's
Okay.
going to be on next Wednesday. All right. So I
Okay.
will talk
Right.
more about it. So
Okay. Thank you,
not
doctor.
this mean mode median, not yet.
Okay.
This
Okay.
one, so because we need to include this one when we do the SPSS, right?
Okay. Right.
All right. So
Thank you,
any
doctor.
other questions? Anyone else? Okay. By the way, before I forget, before I share, okay, nanti ada one thing. Saya nak. Okay. Oh, SPSS. What does it mean? The software SPSS is actually statistical package for social science, right? Right. So this one, I'm not sure the version that we have now. So, but in my case, mine is actually version 20 something, 23. I cannot remember exactly. So, but you can actually try to install any version, the 20 version lah after 20. So, I think now is 27, version 27, something like that. But mine is only version 23. All right. So, as long as you have this SPSS, it will be okay. And then later on, your report will include all the SPSS, but not now. So for a time being, you just need to focus on the hey, where is it? It's gone. Okay. So you just need to focus on the topic of your survey, mini survey, and also the items and the questions based on the four categories of variable. All right, so let me share your attendance. Okay, any other question? Ada siapa nak tanya? Okay, section 2 first. Section 1 tunggu dulu. Okay, for those who already scanned your attendance, you can leave our class for today. So have a nice Ramadan, everyone. So, and then also have a nice weekend. Okay. Please make sure, once you receive your book, let me know you already received the book because I need to check. To check lah, because I nak make sure everybody has received the book that you already order. Okay, so that's the end of section 2. So let's go to section 1.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, you're welcome.